Badger fans excited for this one. We got one of those cornerstones in that 2025 class joining the show. What brought him to Madison? Scouting his game. Let's talk about his high school head coach and more on today's Locked On Badgers. Let's go.
You are Locked On Badgers, your daily podcast on the Wisconsin Badgers. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is going on, Badger fans? Thank you for making this one of your first stops every single day. Really, truly do appreciate y'all. Today's episode brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code LOCKEDON for $20 off your first purchase. And with that, man, with the great guest, we don't waste any time. We just get right into it. We got that dude, 2025 outside linebacker Samuel Lateju out of Lawrenceville, New Jersey, joining the show. Man, I am excited to have you on because I think your film is awesome. I think you have a ton of upside. I'm not just saying that. How does it feel when someone says Samuel Lateju, Wisconsin Badgers commit?
It feels great. It feels wonderful because I've out of all the offers I had, Wisconsin is set there for a minute, and that's why I committed early. I really enjoy the people, the coaching staff. I enjoy the energy, the jump around. It's just a different it's different from everywhere else that I went to so far. So I'm so excited to always be called a Badger.
Well, talk to me because you have a unique journey, right? And I think some people know, but not everybody knows. You came over to the States from Nigeria. Just talk to me about that journey and what it's done to help you become the person that you are today.
Okay, it started with one of my friends. His name is Ugo. He played at Wyoming Seminary, and when he came back from break during COVID, he was like, I need to start playing football. And I was like, no, I don't want to play football because I was like, I'm okay playing basketball. And he's like, do you want to be the 6'2" basketball player or you want to be the 6'2" football player? And then I was still not big on it. And then he kind of talked to my grandma a lot. And my grandma has so much respect for him. And she was like, okay, you're going to the gym, you're doing this, you're doing that. And then he kind of pushed me through the process and everything. And then I joined there's a team back home that helps kids, and they kind of got me into playing American football. And I thought I was going to be a receiver because I was I was 6'2" and maybe a buck 60, buck 80, and I kind of had to gain muscle, gain weight. At first it was just gain fat, and I started gaining weight, and then I got introduced to Lawrenceville and other prep schools, but I chose Lawrenceville because Coach Poe, I don't know, there was just something about just being around that guy that he just talked to me just once. The other schools, I was always talking to him over and over again, but he just said something that just kind of set with me, and I was like, yeah, this is where I wanted to be. And I came to Lawrenceville, not really prepared for much. I thought I was going to be ready for everything that was going to come, and then I was shocked. The culture change was so different, the food, the people, and he was just he kind of made the adjustment so easy for me that I struggled in a lot of things, even memorizing playbooks. I have never played football before, so just knowing. And we have our defensive playbooks go to our PDF goes to about 100 pages, and I had to learn that weeks before preseason. And then he kind of brought me in preseason and gave me a lot of mental reps because I wasn't starting at first. It was the senior that was starting, and he kind of gave me a lot of mental reps. And I watched the way the starter was playing his position, and I was trying to just pick up things that he did, and then I was trying to okay, what didn't he do here? And most of everything I try to learn how to do was try to contain, because I was always trying to contain because I was always trying to just rush the passer. Yeah. So then he kind of told me football is a fast sport, but there's sometimes your body is moving fast, but you need to your mind needs to be quick, but your body needs to be a little slower than your mind so you can absorb what's going on. And I started getting used to it, and I don't know, I just fell in love with the sport because I wanted to play football and basketball in Lawrenceville, but after my sophomore year, I was yeah, I'm gonna stick with just football.
That's an amazing story, man. And I feel like we could spend 30 minutes just talking about that journey, story, the cultures, what that's like. When did that, you mentioned initially you weren't fully into it. Talk me through the very first couple times you put on pads, maybe back home, you walked through it. Was there a moment to flip switch and said, oh, okay, I kind of like this sport?
I think like I didn't really. I won't say like I really liked the sport until I got to Lawrenceville. Like I just played the sport because I felt like I always love trying new things. I always like to like try new things. So like when I started playing football, like I hated that I was small and I always got smacked around, and it was like yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that. But then when I got to Lawrenceville and I started seeing like the team, because like the team, we call something called TCB, Take Your Brothers, and like it was that team bonding experience that just everybody just had your back, and just a sense of camaraderie and everybody just like being there for you. And I kind of that was what started drawing me to the sport, love the sport more. But what started I started enjoying more was that it's this kind of sport. If you work hard enough, like you're seeing results. Like, oh, I'm in the weight room more. Boom, boom. Next time I hit a tackle, like he's gonna feel the pain. And I'm like, oh, like it's the mind. It's like as soon as you put in more work, you're seeing a result. And that kind of like I kind of bought into that. And I was like, okay, if I want to be good at this, I just have to just keep working. And I always like to, I always like to go against like, even till now, I go against receivers and I sometimes play receiver, even though like I'm an outside linebacker, but like I just love playing like every position. Like they're like, oh, come play O line. I'm like, I'm right there. Like I hated playing O line, but like I just wanted to be around the sport so much. Like right now, like sometimes I'm like, coach, you got to put me in a running back this year. Let me just like try everything. Let me just.
Really?
So it's just, I just feel like I just fell in love with the sport. Like it's just everything. It was like it took time, but the more I just started being around people that love the sport, like that energy just I was just sucked into that energy, and that's why I love Lawrenceville.
Dude, I love that mentality. And you got to get coach to give you like a goal line rep at running back, right? Just
Yeah, that's
go
what I was
on.
like.
Because listen, I love the energy. So you went from that 6'2", 100, you said about 170-pound kind of wannabe receiver to what you're now 6'5", 240,
I'm
right? Is that about
6'5" to 30.
okay? Give me a quick scouting report of your game. How would you describe yourself as an outside linebacker?
I think like number one thing that I've watched my game like when I've also gone against like Coach Mitch is like going against my tape, like told him about my tape, and I think I love the physicality. Like there are times like there are times that even in some plays that wasn't in my tape that I also want to like line up against the offensive. Like I just want to line up against the guard because I just feel I don't want to be that big to play D tackle, but I want to be like I think I'm a physical player. Yeah, I like getting nitty gritty. I want to be and I think I have a really good get off. Still working on that, especially. But I think I always have my eyes in the right spot. Like even if there are times that I could like I'm supposed to contain the C gap, and I see the running back goes into the A gap, and I kind of like know how to like control the tackle to still get me to get to the play, and just I think I give like I have like there's this guy, his name is A Slumpers. He's the boundary corner right close to me. He made my job easy because didn't want to get nobody wanted to tackle, nobody wanted to run to the boundary because he always went for the shin. So he made my job really easy. But he also loved that I also did my job and like I made his job easy. So I think I was like it was more like a community. Like I do what I do right, and then he does what he does right, and everybody just we just have to just rely on each other. And I think like I'm happy that I have teammates that can rely on me.
Well, you mentioned the get off. Is that the primary thing you're working on right now? Like, what's the next step in your game? What are you
Oh,
working on this offseason?
oh no, this off season definitely to get off. Like I've worked out with Coach Phil and like I'm gonna be with him a lot this summer. Like I'm staying with him this summer. So like we're working on get offs. We're also working on coverages like the going to the deep flat, the deep third, and just a curl and just staying there and just being like a true outside linebacker. Like he's like changing the way like okay, it's not about like just all like he's improving my rushing, especially even like when the pulling guards coming. Like we did a couple of drills that he had the bag, and there was a time I used my shoulder to like pop him, and he was like he's like a strong dude, but when I popped him, and he was like God. And it's like he just like working with me. We're working on get off. We're working on eyes in the right place. Also like just backpedaling and just being like a true because I'm really athletic and I can move. So like he's like okay, like how can we do this? And he's like okay, like he's getting me like there's a foot like I have a I was talking to Coach Mitch and he said he loves when their outside linebacker has their outside foot up, and I think depending on where I line up, I always like my right foot up, even though I'm on the other side. So like this year, like this Coach Pro was just working me with just having like my legs in the right spot, my eyes in the right spot. As soon as like just watching everything, and we're just working on the get off, working on backpedal coverages, and I think like he's just making me be a true outside linebacker, and I really appreciate that.
Well, you mentioned the athleticism. I think I read you have a 38-inch vertical. Is that?
Yeah. It's like Raph is always mad that like Raph, don't get me wrong, Raph is faster than me, but like the broad jump, the vertical jump, like anything like this, like the drills, anything like short distance and like just explosiveness. I always got Raph on that. Like he always, but he beats me in the speed, and he always lets me know about that. And like he's like speed kills, and I'm still working on my speed. I'm trying to get I'm trying to run like he ran a 4.62 or so 4.64. So I'm trying to cut my 4.7 to like a 4.6. It's gonna be hard, but like I'm trying to like that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get faster too, so I'm not saying I'm comparing myself to the rap, but like I always love to compare myself to skilled players because I don't think I'm a I'm a big skill, but I don't think I'm a big skill. I want to still be like a skilled player because even when we were working recently, he's like when you're coming off the line and you're trying to do a move, you always got your hands like a receiver, like you're trying to do. It's like we gotta cut that out. Like we're not doing that. Like let's like work your hands in the right spots, and like he's just. And I think it's because like before I started playing football, before I started playing outside linebacker, like I trained a lot as a receiver. So I still kind of like I don't see myself as a receiver, but like mentally it's still kind of there. So like I'm just trying to like just get my body like where it's supposed to be.
You have that muscle memory. What's
Yeah.
I know you're also, at least for a while, you're kind of a hooper. You still I'm sure mess around. What's your go-to dunk? Like if you're winning a dunk contest with a 38-inch vertical, what are you going to?
I'm be honest, I'm just like a simple putback. Like, I love like when we're in the game and it's just like a clock to put back. Yeah, so it's like I just every time we're in the game, every time like because like we do this, we made a joke like recently. We said our football team, our starting five football team will be our varsity basketball team. And it's not a joke. Like we're really like we have so many athletic guys in our team. Like it's like we can literally beat a basketball team, and we go to like every Friday or like Saturday we go like play pick up against ourselves, and it's just like it's the most aggressive game that you can see. Like you're just seeing football guys just going at it. We don't call fouls. We go crazy. Like and Raph is like trash talking the entire game because he's the person that has the most like he can shoot. So like he's just making shots and he's like I'm like sometimes he get mad is people blood everywhere like it's a really gritty game. So like we play competitively like and that's the way we kind of like even train like that's the way we're in the weight room like we're always like we help each other up at the same time we like kind of hype each other. If you're not doing something right we kind of like get on you like oh that rep sucked, and then we're just trying to get better after. That's why I kind of like still again about that TCB that we're always just working to get each other right, and I just love that energy with. That's why basketball, like even football, like spring practice, Raph was already committed. He didn't have to do like spring practice with us, but he was there. Like we have Raph, we had Ace Lumpers, we have Brendan Delaney that's going to Stanford, Ace is going to Air Force, and it's just this group of people that even though like they're gone, but they still want to be part of that competition. And then my Coach Poe is always like ACC versus Big Ten, and then we just start going at it and we just start talking about like, oh, you suck, and then it's a really good energy to be around when if you watch his practice, it's a different kind of energy, and I really love that.
No, that's phenomenal, man. Iron sharpens iron. All right, we're going to take one quick break, come back with Samuel Lateju, talk about the recruitment. Why Madison? Why Wisconsin? What he loves about it, what he's excited about, plus get some rapid-fire questions on today's Locked On Badgers. But one quick break for our friends of the show over at Game Time. Listen, if you want to buy the tickets to go see Lateju, to go see Dunn, to go see those boys, Open Camp Randall and Madison, go over to Game Time to do that. Get the best tickets, the lowest prices. Code Locked On for $20 off. Download the app, create the account. Use code LOCKEDON and you get $20 off all the tickets that you want for whatever venue, sports, theater, concert. Listen, Camp Randall's going to be banging this year. It is an incredible home slate. We all know that. We're all excited for it. Get the tickets to go check out the boys over at Game Time. Download the app. Use code LOCKEDON for $20 off over at Game Time. All right, let's get Samuel back on. I want to talk a little bit about just the recruitment then, right? So obviously your very good friend, teammate, Raphael Dunn goes to Wisconsin. Is that kind of the introduction you had to Wisconsin?
No, like he when he had the offer from Wisconsin, and then like I don't know how long he had it, but then I had Wisconsin maybe like 3 weeks later or something like that, and he was big on, I'm not trying to get you to come where I'm going. Like he's like, I'm like, bro, like how is it like when you went there? Like what's cool about like, he's like, nah, like go experience it yourself. Like if you like it, like he wasn't like some of the coaches were like, he told me like some of them were like, yo, you gotta like make Sam come, and then he's like he'll try, but like he never brought up Wisconsin once, and I think that was what even kind of like made me know like Wisconsin was like my choice, and not like I didn't go because of somebody and then who knows like start regretting it, but like I made it my choice of my decision because I love the people. I love like as soon as I landed in Madison, I was like, this is different. Like you could feel the energy, and then I got to the town, I got to everywhere, just seeing the way everybody is, and just I went to a basketball game, a hockey game, and it was phenomenal. I was like, this is the kind of energy, and I want to see myself in, and it was pretty easy from there. And I was like, even though I started like, even though some like coaches will still ask like, yo, you still good with your commitment? Do you want to schedule other official visits? I'm like, nah, I'm really good where I'm at.
What is that like, being committed, but having other schools continue to reach out? I mean, in a way, it's a compliment, right? They obviously like the talent, they like the film, but is that a distraction? Is that annoying, or is that just part of the process?
No, I think it's part of the process, but I like still big on I'm good where I'm at. I know where I'm at. Like I'm not trying to even put it in my thought that what if like some people are like, oh Sam, you could have, like some of my friends are like, oh, you could have waited and seen like if you got something else, and I'm like, nah, like I'm happy I committed. I'm happy I know that this is where I wanted to go early instead of later in the year and figuring out that, oh, is this where I want to go? But I'm good with where I'm at, and I'm happy to be a Badger.
What about anything about Madison surprised you? You landed, you said, I love the energy. What was there that maybe caught you off guard that you really like?
I think it was just the way like it was people just respected like the Badger. Like I saw so many people rocking Badger merch, and everybody was just so nice and welcoming. Like I'm just walking and somebody's like, "Hey, how you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm doing pretty good. How you?" And like it was just a friendly environment, and I was like, "This is like not what like most of the college town I went to. Like everybody just on their own. Like they're just doing whatever they're doing." And like Madison is like it's not just like students. It's like the young people, the older people, like everybody's just trying to everybody just being nice. And I'm big on that kind of like, cause I'm used to like again, like bring back that TCB. I just love, and like anywhere that has like positive energy, I just like to see myself there. And I was like, like I was like at some other colleges, I was like, I didn't really see this. And like in Madison, like I just feel like even when I went to a hockey game, everywhere was just packed, and like it's not even about the people. Like everybody was just supporting, like supportive. Like you could get that anywhere in any college, but like it just felt different. And I was like, this is unique, and I'm like, I want to be part of the jump around, and it was just everything was just nice. And like I remember at the basketball game and this jump around came on, and everybody just started getting lit. I was like, yeah, this is fun. And I was like, yeah, this is where I want to be.
I love it, man. I can see the energy and the excitement like coming through the screen for you. So I love it.
Oh no, yeah, it's
yeah. Sorry, let me ask you this: like, what about Luke Fickell is different, maybe from other head coaches you met or talked to? What makes him a little unique?
I think like what you look different from like him from other coaches is that he really cares about like my commitment, and like he keeps telling me that he's like, yo, I'm happy about your commitment, and he's like even he's energy, like you think like someone that has so much success that he's just gonna be, besides like just wanting players to come, like he really cares about like individual things, and he just always keeps asking about my family, always keep asking about how things are going, and he's like, I think like we've never once talked about football. I don't think we've talked about like how his vision of me and how everything is gonna be, but like every time we talk, it's never really about football. It's about how I'm doing, like what's going on, and like my story about like playing football. But like he's just intrigued about everything, like everything about me, and I really respect that he wants to like, he's not just trying to like know me as a football player. He's trying to know me as a person, and I really admire that.
And then Coach Mitchell, the outside linebackers coach, obviously a connection there. What have those conversations been like, and what is he like?
Oh yeah, he's different. Like I definitely rock with his energy. Like he's the kind of coach that he does not, like he told me this, he does not want to be the weakest, like our team room to be the weakest in the link. So like we're the outside linebackers. We gotta be the best, we gotta be the most athletic, we gotta be long, we gotta play. He said something that we're playing, he wants football players, not football players. And he's like
that.
yeah, he's like, oh, if this is not going on, I'm gonna get on you. If you're not making time, I'm gonna get, like, he's straight to the point. He's not trying to cut, he's not trying to like code anything. Like he's like, oh, I want to make you better, and I want to make the outside linebacker room better. I want to make Badgers better. So like the only best way we could do that is help each other. So he's gonna, when I'm not doing my stuff, he's gonna be on me. When I'm doing my stuff, he's gonna let me know. And like I like that he's just being straight to the point. No, he's not like putting dazzle on it, and I just love the way that he's just being true to himself.
Well, and really quick, and we're wrapping up again. I could talk to you for an hour, man, and we really appreciate the time. But thoughts on Brady Collins? Have you had a chance to talk to him or see Squat Fest maybe on YouTube at all? Are you ready for it?
No.
Okay, so yeah, I'll send you a link. There's some workouts in your future though that I think you're going to be excited about. Let me ask you this: other players in the 2025 class, is there anybody? And this is actually a question we got from DR. Are there any other commits you're talking to? Any other recruits you're talking to in that 25 class?
Oh yeah. I think like Brendan Ames, Cooper, like those guys are really, especially Brendan Ames. Like Brendan Ames, I talked to the most. Like he was really. I think he committed before me, so like he was big on like making me commit too. So like I really like, even right now we talk, even we don't really talk that often, but like he's still one of the person like I've built like the most connection with. And I was kind of not happy when I found out that our official day was a week apart. I wanted so, but like it was still pretty good. It was still pretty good. And then we had some other, also Cam, the receiver from New Jersey. I didn't even know he was from New Jersey, and like bonding with him, and just, I think that the 25 class is a really solid group. And I'm, even the guys there, I'm still trying to hopefully get some more. And but like I think like the 25 class is like we all of us like bonded on our official visit. Even so we even had like the tight end commit yesterday or 2 days ago. I think 2 days ago. And everybody was just like, we're just paying, like on the group chat, we're talking, we're like, hey, we're just excited to have each other. We have like a Snapchat group chat going on. And it's like we're just building that connection before we meet in the fall of 2025.
I love that. This is from Not Caleb. Coolest experience on your official visit?
Coolest experience on my official visit was probably laser tag. We had
That's
laser
awesome.
tag. Yeah, we had laser tag, and that was like the coolest experience. Even though like we sucked because we were playing against. Now I'm not saying like we were playing against like we played against like it was mostly class of 24s we played against, but like they just had the advantage because they had light reflecting from where they were, so they could see us and we couldn't see them. So like it wasn't a good show for us, but like it was like a still fun experience. I think that was the most fun I had that day.
Yeah, I was talking to Raheem Stroud, who was talking about laser tag. He said you guys got kind of mopped up there.
Yeah, we
Like,
got like it was not a fun. I remember like I just come out like the game even started out and I'm dead. I'm like, what? Like how did they get me that far? And I couldn't see it. Then it got to the stage that we're just like, you know what, let's just run and just start trying it. And we just kept on still losing. It was bad. That was pretty fun experience.
Last question here. This is from Russell. Dude, what's just the best part of playing linebacker? Is it the ability to be physical, like all the time?
I think it's the ability to be versatile, because one of the things that I love about being a linebacker that's different from being a true defensive end is that a true defensive end, you're only rushing the passer. But like showing your athleticism, like running to like 15 yards and covering a tight end that's like probably even bigger, or an old lineman. Like there's this stuff like Coach Mitch said, like you never let a tight end block you. So it's like just being physical and also being quick and fast on your feet. Like a linebacker, like I feel like the linebacker position to me is one of the, I wouldn't say it's like the hardest, but like to me it's one of the most unique position in football, because you get to rush the passer, you get to go into coverage, you get to do so much things, and I think like it's just especially outside linebacker, you go at it, you go with the biggest cats and you go with the smallest cats, you just everywhere, and I love that about the outside linebacker.
Ready for some rapid fire questions?
Oh yeah.
Do it. If you weren't playing football, what would you be doing?
I'll be honest, if I wasn't playing football, I do not know. Like I love basketball, but I think like basketball was it's just a thing that I just did just because like everybody else did it. I would probably just be going to school just to go to school. Without football, I don't think I would play in any other sport. Like, I would just be going to school, and that would be it. That would have been it. Yeah.
Goals at Wisconsin. What are you looking at academically, do you think?
I'm trying to. I for biggest, I wanted to like go in for stats, but I think I'm going to go to real estate because of I talked to like Monique, that's kind of like in charge of like the academics and everything, and just I asked about like how real estate, and I asked about how things are, and she kind of put it in where like if you go real estate, like Wisconsin's like they have so many resources that helps you even when you're still in school, and like it's just so many, like there's just so many upsides to how they help the football players in general with resources and people to put you in the right spots. And I think like I was like, oh okay, like I'm not sure, but like stats is like my main, but like I think real estate is what I'll probably do.
No, that's awesome. What jersey number are you trying to rock and why?
I don't know the jersey number. I'm not really a jersey, like I first year I played in 21. Beginning of the season I played 13, and then later on I played 0. So I'm good with whatever number as long as it's just not 50. As long as it's not
Yeah.
50. Yeah, I met there's somebody that I from back home. He made me hate that number 50. Like I could wear 51, but like any number besides 50, I'm good. I don't really have a number preference.
I feel like on a future show, if I ever have you on, we're going to dive into that story, the story of number 50 and why you hate that.
Yeah.
Ice fishing. You down to try it?
Definitely. Like I was at a friend's house, Nolan, he's a quarterback, committed to Brown. We went to his lake house a couple of days ago, and we were just fishing the entire time. Like we woke up in the morning, ate breakfast, went on the boat, went fishing. Like I've never ice fished before, but I think I'll definitely give it a try.
Yeah, dude, if you're into fishing, you're going to love Wisconsin even more. Thousands of lakes. You're going to love it. Two final questions here. First one is first year goal at Wisconsin athletically for the football team. Like, what are you trying to come in and accomplish in year one?
I'm trying to be way. I'm trying to like come in like with test. Like I want to get all my testing done and just surpass. Like not even just be like better. Not just be a little bit better. I need to be like. I want to surpass. Like Coach May said, he has. This is his standard for me, and I can't be here. I got to either meet him or surpass him. So like I don't know what he said his is pretty high. I don't know how high it is, but I still want to surpass that, like way surpass that. So I think like my first year in Wisconsin, I just want to like get information from the older guys and just know everything that's going on, but just be a dog and just be, and that's gonna show. And I'm ready to work. I'm ready to just be part of the team and just do what I need to do so people can rely on me.
That's a phenomenal answer. And last one we finish up with message for Badger fans that are going to see this.
Jump around. I'm ready to jump around with Badgers. That's the only thing I can say. Is jump around. Best electric. It's the best electric. Like Badger Nation is the best nation in all college football. Like I don't care what people say about whiteout. I don't care what jump around is the best. Like, and I'm ready to jump around.
Yeah, I love it, man. Badger fans are going to love this. He is Samuel Lateju, 25 outside linebacker recruit in the class. Really appreciate it, man. We have your Twitter down there, so I encourage everyone to go check out what he's doing. Follow along there. Anywhere else that people can follow you? Anything else you have going on socials?
Oh yeah, I think on Instagram is _Lateju, or I might be wrong. I'm gonna be honest. I don't really be on social media like that, but yeah, I'm on Instagram, and I don't know. Yeah, that's about it.
I love it, man. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. Sam, thank you so much for jumping on the show.
Yeah, I'm glad for you having me here. Okay.
It's humbling to have you, man. On Wisconsin, we will talk tomorrow.
Okay.